Hello everyone, it is the Divinely Guided Tarot. I am here with a reading for Gemini for the week of January 1st to January 7th, 2023. I want to wish you all a happy new year, and I definitely want to hear what you are hoping for in this upcoming year down below in the comments. It is definitely a time where everyone is operating in a very productive, goal-oriented, optimistic mindset. Everyone's kind of happy, thinking about the highest version of themselves. Okay, so I want to dive a little deeper and figure out what it is that you are going to be feeling and experiencing in this upcoming week. So let's go ahead and get started. I am going to be pulling cards from 3 different decks. Over here I have the Oracle cards, Moonology deck, the Manifestation Oracle cards, Moonology deck, and then right here in the middle I have the Soul's Journey card deck. So first I'm going to be pulling from this middle deck. I'm going to be figuring out what it is that you are going to be feeling this week. Okay, so what emotions are you going to feel a lot of? What emotions do you maybe need to avoid? How situations are going to make you feel? Like, what's going on this week when it comes to matters of the heart? If you're watching this video, I just want to say thank you for coming here and being in this space and for receiving this message from Spirit. There is definitely a lot of clarifying that I feel that a lot of people can get from tarot card readings, and I just want to say thank you for all the support. And this is a safe space to really just tune into what it is that you need to hear. Okay, Gemini. What is Gemini going to be feeling for the upcoming week? January 1st to January 7th, 2023. Okay, Gemini, we're going to pull 6 or 7 cards. Okay, first we have abundance. Next we have surrender, forgiveness, humor, pride, fear, and lastly we have adversity. Okay, so Gemini, first thing that is really standing out to me is that there seems to be kind of, like, I feel like you're living in the ego. Okay, I feel like the universe is telling you to surrender to your ego. Like, surrender. You need to release that control. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. So, you need to release that need to control things, because you cannot control how things play out. You can only really control what you do. Okay, you can't control the things that happen to you. You cannot control the way someone treats you. You cannot control what they say to you. The only thing that you can control is you. How you react to things, how you act, how you talk to people. It is really all up to you. This is the only thing in your life that you can control is you. So release that need to control other people. There's really no need for it, and you just can't do it. So I feel like that's maybe something that you're struggling with, that maybe you need to work on. Okay, and I feel like I want to say this fear card. It says, I realize I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. Yeah, so just keep in mind, I feel like I said, you're in this mind set of, oh, I need to control, and if I can't control it, I can't be happy. But this is saying this fear of like not having control, fear of what other people are going to do to you, what they're going to say to you, how they're going to treat you, what they're doing behind your back, what the weather is going to be like. All of these things that are out of your control is just like you're fearing that, and you need to let go of that, because there's really no reason to do that, because you're really hurting yourself when you fear. Because for one, there's no reason to fear. It's not going to change anything. It's not going to make you have control over everything. It's really just limiting your ability to receive and give love at this point in time. So you really need to just get rid of this control tendency. And when you find yourself in this state of fear, you need to catch yourself, because it's not benefiting you in any way. Like, you want this abundance in your life, but you cannot get it because you're operating in this control and fear state. Okay, abundance says, I am a limitless being and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. Okay, so once you let go of that fear and surrender, that is truly when you can receive abundance. You can receive that love that you're limiting yourself in this fear card. You can, stop wanting to control. It's really not a good thing. Controlling isn't a positive feeling. With people that are in positions of power where they have to control kind of like civilization, there's a lot of heavy mind activity that goes into that. There's always this feeling like they need to walk on eggshells and they're walking on thin ice, because they know they can't really control anybody else. I mean, if you've ever been in a manager position, you would know the stress that it is, because despite what you say, how you treat people, it's up to them at the end of the day to listen and to follow suit. So there's this, you might think controlling is good, but it's really not. And if you want this abundance, you need to let go. You need to just let it go. Okay, that is really the message. It's just you need to really let go to receive. Again, I feel like these two cards, pride and humor, it's reminding you to just take it easy, Like humor, I choose to focus on the lighter side of life, okay? Focus on the positives in your life instead of the negatives. Focus on the 75% instead of the 25% that's lacking, okay? Laugh more, tell more jokes, okay? That's really gonna help you. I feel like for you, Gemini, humor is very important. You want to make others laugh. You want to have people in your life that make you laugh. It bonds people. It helps you cope. This is a very important thing that you need in your life. And then this pride card, it says, I love myself and I see myself in everyone, okay? You are going to see that if you do this, if you incorporate this in your life, if you look at other people and you find something in them that reminds you of yourself, you're going to see how much easier it is to not want to control them, to not fear what they do, and to all around just realize that we're all connected. We're not as different as we may seem. So yeah, really focus on this humor card. Tell jokes, watch comedy shows, things that make you laugh, okay? And I find that Gemini, when you're laughing more, really when anybody's laughing more, you're kind of focused on, you're living more in the present. which helps you feel more stress-free. Okay, adversity we have, I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. Again, surrendering this need to control is not going to be easy for you, Gemini. It is a very, instinctive thing to do, especially if you've, been hurt a lot, if you've been guarding your heart. That sense of controlling it feels like a safe place for you to fall. It's like a coping mechanism. It's like your defense mechanism. It's something that's always been kind of like your autopilot. But you really need to just break free of this. But it's saying that you're going to learn so much, that this challenge of breaking that is really going to make you a better person. And I know that if you really sit down and you think about it, you don't want to be known as a controlling person at all. So definitely accept that this is the only way that you're going to grow, to receive that love that you desire, the life that you desire, the connections, the friendships, everything. And then we have forgiveness. And I say this card for last because I feel like this card might deal with people in your life. Maybe there's a lot of grudges that you hold. Maybe there's things in your life that you're still holding on to that really are just weighing you down, and you need to get rid of it, okay? It says, I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. You cannot operate in the state of love if you are constantly resenting the other person. So this really could go hand in hand with your romantic partner. Okay, I feel like this has to do with a romantic partner. It could be a friendship, it could be family. Whatever it is, there's some sort of resentment that you're carrying within your heart that you need to let go of, because it's not hurting anyone else but you. And once you realize that, I think this is really going to motivate you to work on it. Because I understand that a lot of times people hold this resentment because they feel that if they hold this resentment, it won't happen again. They feel that once they let go of this resentment, that somehow it's going to make the situation repeat itself, and it won't. So I want to go ahead and grab more cards for you. So we're going to go into the Moonology Oracle Cards deck and gain some more clarity on that forgiveness card, because I feel like it's very prevalent at this time. Yeah, so there is a sort of heavy energy here for you, Gemini. Again, with a lot of the other signs, and like I said, the first week of January, I feel like a lot of people, they like to self-reflect on their needs, their wants, their goals in life. And I feel like there's a lot of inner work that needs to be done in all 12 zodiacs. And yours in particular, there's some sort of grudge, some sort of resentment that you have within that you really need to release. Because I feel like a lot of Geminis, you desire love, whether you're single or in a relationship. You desire that sense of love, and you cannot get it until you release that anger, that resentment. Because the longer you hold that, the more you're hurting yourself and the more you're hurting others. Okay, so let's get some clarification. Okay, so we have be bold and make the first move. Bring love into the situation, okay? Very much a love energy here. You and your loved ones are safe. This is a beautiful card. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. You and your loved ones are safe. That is such a good reminder. I love that. Your dreams need a practical plan. Okay, so we're going to stop at those 4 cards because I feel that that is sufficient. Okay, so be bold and make the first move. Okay, so I feel for the singles, and even for the ones that are in committed relationships, I feel like it's telling you, you need to be bold and make the first move, whether this means starting the conversation, okay? Maybe your romantic partner did something that really hurt you. Okay, maybe I'm not sensing friendship and family relations or platonic relations. I'm really only sensing romantic connections. So whatever it is, this person hurt you, and you're trying to forgive them, you're trying to release that resentment and that fear of the situation repeating itself. But I think, honestly, you and your romantic partner may have been in like a cycle of like you resenting them and then like holding it against them, and they're trying to change, trying to tell you it's not going to happen, but then you're not like believing them. I feel like it's very much like this cycle that's going on, and I feel like you need like this card. I don't think it's saying like be bold and make the first move, like ask someone out on a date. I don't think it's something like that. I think it's more of like be bold and make the first move, like start the conversation, do something, like react a different way than maybe you would have last week. If, I don't know, say you have a tendency to overreact, don't overreact this time. Like, don't do it. And then see how it is. Like, whatever you do, your partner will follow. This person will follow. If you want change, if you want growth, this person will follow. If they don't, then they're not meant for you. But I really do think that they will follow suit and make changes as well. I don't think this is a connection where they're going to walk away if you decide to change. I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're going to follow suit. Okay, and they're saying bring love into the situation. Okay, you need to be loving this week in the most like not dependent way, if that makes sense. Like, you do not want to be so loving to the point that you're letting whoever in and not having any boundaries. Like, love, but love cautiously, okay? Like, make that first move of starting the conversation or reacting a different way. Be more loving towards this individual. There's no reason to hold them against the mistake they made, okay? Whatever they did to hurt you, I don't think it's fair. I think they learned their lesson at this point. And the last two cards that we have here is you and your loved ones are safe. Okay, this is a reminder to you. This is not really a message that needs a whole lot of analyzing. Okay, it is a reminder from Spirit that you and your loved ones are safe. They are divinely being protected at this time by the angels. And I think this is really wonderful message. So maybe if you have family members that are struggling with health, just know that they are safe. Okay, the Spirit is looking over them. And this is beautiful, okay? And then the last card, your dreams need a practical plan, okay? As much as you want to start that conversation, like I said, and get through this resentment and surrender to the fear and forgive this person, you need a practical plan, okay? You can't change this overnight. You cannot change those autopilot ways that you have. It needs some sort of structure, some sort of direction. So if you have, revisiting the example I gave before, if you have a tendency to overreact, maybe do things to prevent that from happening. Like, take a few deep breaths when they tell you some news that maybe you don't like or that you don't want to hear. Or maybe you have a tendency to be overly dependent. Do things to fill your time so that you're not dependent anymore. Maybe when you have an argument, maybe you have this tendency to not listen to your partner. Make it a point now to shut up and listen. Okay, because I know sometimes, Gemini, we like to talk and talk and talk and talk and talk, okay? But that is really not what is needed at this time. We really need to take a step back and appreciate the person, appreciate that they changed, and to stop holding it against them and really listen, okay? That's the best thing you could do for somebody, is just be there to listen. So we're going to draw 3 more cards. I feel like everything here is very kind of obvious, like it's very evident what the message is, but we're just going to top this reading off with 3 manifestation cards. Okay, we're going to pull from the bottom of the deck. Okay, know you are loved. Be humble. And last but not least, be proud of yourself. Okay, Gemini. Again, this doesn't need much analyzing, and it's just a reminder from Spirit that you are loved regardless. Okay, Spirit forgives you for feeling like you need to control, for holding this grudge, for feeling resentment. It is what it is. Okay, you have tendencies to be toxic at times, but this doesn't make you unlovable. And also, I think this is a message too, to just tell you that your partner that you're with loves you, okay? They do, and this is why they have stuck around and dealt with all of that blaming and resentment and grudges, okay? The next card is be proud of yourself, okay? Be proud of the progress that you're making. Be proud of these changes that you're making. They don't need to be big, grand changes. They just need to be little changes, because over time, those little changes are going to manifest into something greater. And eventually those will become your habits, those autopilot actions that you have. It's all about rewiring how you react, how you act, the words you say, the thoughts that you think. So really focus on that this week. And then lastly, we have this card of be humble, okay? Be humble. You are not a know-it-all, okay? You don't know everything. You are not perfect in any way. I feel like part of the reason why you have this resentment and you're holding this grudge is because you feel that you're better than them in some regard. And yes, maybe you didn't do the things that they did, but you're not so perfect either. So just be humble. Humble yourself. Know that you and your partner are on the same exact level. There's no reason to put them down, because when you do that, you put yourself down, okay? So they're really, Gemini, this week there's a lot of energy surrounding your love life, your love situation, okay? There's a lot of you needing to do your part that maybe you should have done a long time ago. And I feel like moving into this new year, starting the year off right, you need to clear all of that baggage out, because it is not yours to carry. What they did is not your baggage to carry. Okay, Gemini, I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it gives you some guidance into starting off the year right. And I will see you in my next video.